If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Said It Show. Over 1,900 episodes since 2014 and growing, 500,000 streams worldwide, and all of this is on account of you guys. So thank you for all the shares, all the cares. It makes a huge, huge difference. And because you guys love on me so much, I get to talk to pretty phenomenal people. Today, my guest is the culinary anthropologist and TV host of the Mac Show, Recipe Lost and Found, the wonderful Casey Korn. Hey, Casey.
Hey, Ash. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, we appreciate that so very much. So, Casey, to start things off, where did your fascination with food come from?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I have always been a food person. I mean, all of the stories of me being a kid have to somehow do with food, mostly eating. I didn't really get into cooking until a little bit later in life, but I just love food. I mean, I think especially, like here in Atlanta, it's like, who doesn't love food? I don't trust you if you don't like food, right?
Basically. And Atlanta is it's become such a melting pot that I love now. So I just recently moved back myself. And just the different cultural links from Indian food, Caribbean food, of course, Southern food, Asia, the list goes on and on. So much great, amazing food here in the city. Absolutely love that.
Absolutely. Same. It's so wonderful. And that's one of the reasons that I actually moved here was the food scene. I mean, it's so fun to be part of a city that's not like as established. Like, of course, there's wonderful established cuisine here, as you said, but there's so much exciting food stuff happening, and that feels really magical to get to experience.
It is. It is. Now, a lot of kids, they say that they want to be a doctor, they want to be a lawyer. Where did your pull for food really come from? Because a lot of people have a lot of different, myself included, a lot of different paths to get to where you got to go. So what led you to food ultimately professionally?
So I went to college in Connecticut, and I thought I was going to be an actor. I grew up in the film industry in LA. And I took an anthropology class, and it felt like my whole world sort of like exploded in terms of just like, this is how I think about the world is like all of these amazing cultures and people, and we're all just on this planet, and it's amazing. And at the same time, Anthony Bourdain was filming No Reservations, and I got really into it with a bunch of my friends. And I just thought to myself, that's what I want to do with my life, is I want to travel the world and eat amazing food. I think that, as you said, like dream professions, I would, love to do that. But it made me think a little bit more about, what is food and what does it mean to work in food? And of course, so many people work in restaurants, work in food media, but trying to find something that felt right for me has been a journey. And so it's been a lot of years of figuring out, like, how do I make this work? And to be quite honest, I'm still trying to figure out how to make it work.
Join the club. I'm
that's
still
sort
figuring
of
it out.
how it all came together.
I love that. So let's talk about your show. It's on Max now. It's streaming. Recipe Lost and Found. How did the idea for this program come to be?
So actually, I had been sort of working on a different concept totally, and my amazing producer, April, reached out to me on Instagram and was like, I saw you tag a post with, like, food anthropology, and I'm looking for someone just like you. Like, do you have any interest in being on TV? And I was like, yes, actually, I've been trying to work on something else. And she pitched me the idea for the show, which this was pre-pandemic, so it was a little bit different. It was definitely more expensive and more travel focused. But I loved her energy, and I loved the idea of it not just being like, let's figure out this recipe, but it being about people and food. And that, for me, is what's so magical about food and food anthropology, is really understanding that everybody in the world eats. You know, where you eat, how you eat, what you eat, who you eat with, all of those things are what make us who we are. And that's what this show gets to explore. And I think it really hits home for so many people of, you know, almost everyone has some food, whether it's actually a family recipe or not, but a food that makes them think of home. And that's what I love exploring on this show.
I love that. Now, I did see a couple of clips where you were, I want to say that you were preparing some food for like a family. And it looked like maybe it was like a mother, and she was like, oh, you know, this brings back memories of when, you know, my mom was cooking in the kitchen and blah, blah, blah. And so I thought that was really a unique take on it, because I don't think I've ever seen a cooking show like that before. Or a show involving food.
There's really nothing out there like it. You know, it's such a great experience for me. I get to meet with a family and sort of hear about this recipe that they've lost, and then take, you know, my own expertise and figure out by, you know, exploring different restaurants and stores and people, like, what could this recipe be? And then once I've figured it out, which, you know, a lot of it happens in my kitchen and in my own head, because the show's only 22 minutes long, but I then get to cook the recipe with the family member that brought it to me. And so it's not just me serving them a dish and being like, okay, what do you think? It's a whole process of, like, we get in the kitchen together, we cook together, and then we sit down with, you know, their important people and eat this food. And I mean, there's a lot of tears that happen for sure when we're filming. I cry every time I watch the show, even though I know what's going to happen. My husband always laughs at me, but food is more than food, right? Like, it's memory, it's political, it's got so much history and shared love, and getting to experience this with people every episode for me is just such a rewarding experience.
Yes. Wow, that is exciting. So, can we look forward to maybe another season of Recipe Lost and Found?
I'm hoping, you know, watch the show on Max or Magnolia Network or Discovery Plus. I think it's available there too. And get your friends to watch, and then hopefully we can make some more episodes. Because I want to make more. I want to do some Atlanta episodes. I want to do episodes everywhere. So this is a very, you know, universal experience that I think everyone can relate to. So fingers crossed for more.
I think so. Now, last but certainly not least, what advice would you offer to the next generation of foodie explorers?
Oh my goodness, great question. Eat everything. If it looks like food and someone offers it to you, just try it. Try a bite. Try it again if you think you didn't like it the first time. There's nothing better than having food experiences that surprise you. And I've definitely found that in the course of my life and my career and my travels, that some of the most amazing experiences and the amazing bites are ones you don't expect. So try it is my advice.
Try it. You like it.
Exactly.
I love that. Casey, thank you so much for coming through. I love your energy. I love what you're bringing to the industry. We need more people just being themselves, being original, and just bringing the positive vibes. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let everyone know the best way if they want to get in contact with you, if they want to follow your journey and possibly see what's next for Casey Corn. Where do they need to go?
Yeah, sure. So I'm probably most active on Instagram. You can follow me at Casey_Corn. And check out my website. You can also find all the recipes from the show on my website, which is IamTheCornivore.com.
I love that. That is such a cute play on words. I love it. Love that. Casey, you know you got to come back, right? Because I know you got some stuff cooking in the kitchen. We couldn't talk about it today, Casey.
Anytime you want.
All right. You guys heard it first. All right. Thank you. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for your love and support. It makes a huge difference. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.